But today I just wanted to make a video on this first generation Highlander. This is like a 2007, and yes, it was made in Japan. But yeah, these were the earliest generation Highlanders, and they came out in like 2000, and they ran from 2001 to 2007. These were like the first, one of the first like crossovers that eventually just took over the entire car market as of today. But yeah, these were one of the first, and it definitely looks very different from the crossovers of today. Basically every 2000s car does. But yeah, this competed against, I think, like the Honda Pilot. Well, yeah, the Honda Pilot came like 2 years after because they were behind Toyota in the whole crossover race. But still, the Honda Pilot and maybe the Ford Explorer and the Nissan Pathfinder, but those were more of like truck SUVs. So yeah. But yeah, the styling on this, honestly, it's really inoffensive. Like, you can see it. It's just a literal box, like an actual box. I kind of think it looks like a station wagon, just because of how boxy it is, and because of like how there's no like paint like next to the door, like you would usually see. It just kind of makes it look like a station wagon from this point of view, you know? If you can't see it, that's fine, but still. But yeah, the styling is like really inoffensive. They didn't try to do anything like they just tried to make it as safe as possible. The grille is as safe as possible. The headlights are as safe as possible. The only thing that's different is, the only thing that's like kind of stands out is this bulge next to the doors. But yeah, everything is just like, you know what you're getting, and there's no like styling that went into the car. This is like a style, but it's not like a advanced style, you know, just really straightforward, just Highlander, Toyota V6. The taillights are really just functional and just not really stylish, but it's fine. It's fine. Honestly, the car has a certain charm to the styling, just because it kind of looks like a station wagon. These tires are another thing that really didn't age well, since like the maxed out version of this car in 2007 only had like 17-inch wheels, and this one has like 16-inch wheels. But yeah, the newer ones can have like 20-inch wheels and stuff, but it gets the job done. Yeah, but again, this was back when like 2000s cars looked like 2000s cars. There wasn't any styling that would hinder the space in the back like you would see in some newer cars. It's just an SUV. It looks like a true SUV, honestly, unlike the newer SUVs that companies make today. This did share a platform with the second generation Lexus RX, not this one. This is the first generation. But yeah, the RX 330 and the 350 were very similar to this car, and the stuff you couldn't see, because the Lexus was obviously more like luxurious and stuff for the time. But they basically shared the same like chassis and overall just build like on the inside. Yeah, but for like 300,000 miles on this car, it's actually in really good shape. Like, obviously it is a Toyota, but still, some Toyotas would have like things like this one has like a little, I mean, not little, but it is a dent that happened fairly recently, but it isn't too serious. It isn't too serious. I mean, it is a Toyota. So the earlier Highlanders came with a 3-liter V6, and that was a pretty reliable engine. It made like 200 horsepower, but for the later model years, like 2004 and the rest, they had this one, the 3.3-liter V6. This one is basically the same as the 3-liter, like the similar one in the RX 300, but this one just makes like a little bit more horsepower, like 230, and it is a really reliable engine. A lot of the base Highlanders came with the 2.4-liter 4-cylinder, and I wouldn't recommend buying that in today. I wouldn't even recommend buying it like back then, since it was pretty underpowered and it had like a pretty major problem. So yeah, the only good thing about it is that it gets you a little bit more gas mileage, but I don't think that's worth it to because this 3.3-liter is just way better, and it's just better. Okay, these first generations also have like a 5-speed automatic transmission. It's pretty alright for most of the time, except for when you're coming off a stop, it'll sometimes like jitter forward. That's normal. That's not like a defect. That's in the design of the transmission. I mean, no, that's like, that doesn't mean that the transmission's like going bad. It just means, no, like, that's just how it is. And for that reason, I wouldn't consider it better than the 4-speed in the RX 300, but they're about the same when you're on the highway. Shifts are smooth and you can't really notice unless you're looking for it. But yeah, comparing the overall package to the Honda Pilot of the time, since it was literally its direct competitor, I would say they were pretty evenly matched. Like the Honda Pilot did get a new engine like later in its first generation to have like more horsepower, but it wasn't like, it was like 30 more horsepower, which was noticeable, but they still made good horsepower, and it's just the overall good package, just like the Honda Pilot was. But that one is bigger, but this one is, I mean, well, they're both just like pretty good SUVs for the time. But yeah, to go inside, I have the key right here. Funny enough, just one time to, you press unlock one time to unlock just the front door, like just the driver's side door, and 2 times to unlock every single door in the car. I say this because I see a lot of people pressing this thing like 5 times when they only have to press it like 2 times, and it kind of annoys me. So yeah, let's just open all the doors and we'll go inside. Yeah, the sunshade thing doesn't really stay up. That's just kind of an age thing. I mean, it does have like 300,000 miles on it, so yeah, but it's still fine. You could still see the road without it. Just push it up a little bit. And yeah, the overall interior of the car, it's very 2000s Toyota. Like, this is like every single plastic in the car, like every single little thing is just built to last. The cloth seats, they last longer than longer than leather, even though Toyota offered leather on the higher end models of the Highlander. This one is the rear view mirror, very utilitarian and just easy to use. I mean, I wouldn't call it utilitarian, but just, I meant to say easy to use. Yeah, the steering wheel, very Toyota of the time. Like, this is like literally the steering wheel that they used on every single vehicle for like their early 2000s cars, so that's pretty familiar to a lot of people. And yeah, the radio, very, very simple. AC, literally simple, just no auto AC, just like simple, you know what you're doing. I mean, like, simple, like you know how to operate it, you know, just like go here for hot and go here for cold. That's literally it. And then to adjust your fan speed. Yeah, that does work, but I am gonna start the car right now so you can see the mileage. Okay, now that we're inside, as I was saying, 5-spoke, basic steering wheel. Literally every Toyota from its era had it. What else? Just your basic things, you know, just window controls, only auto for this one. Speaker on here, just, you know, regular stuff. But yeah, if we go to the mileage of this car, we can see it has a 307K, which is typical for these Highlanders. Like, they really do last a long time and uphold their reputation for reliability. Like, just go on any like used car site and just look up this generation. Like, they're all, like, most of them are being sold in around this condition, but slightly worse for about good for good money. But yeah, just basic storage, you know, nothing really special here. I mean, yeah, nothing special here. Okay. This center console, just basic center console, you know. It's deeper than I thought, because I never felt the bottom of it, but yeah, it is a center console, so it does work. 5-speed automatic transmission. Like I said, it's pretty good, except it can be a little bit like jittery coming off a stop, but overall it's pretty smooth and nothing should go wrong with it. But yeah, AC works fine. Everything works with the AC. The fan speed, it works. Radio, it works too. Yeah, sorry, I don't want to risk getting copyright, so just a glimpse of radio. Yeah, just radio presets. Yeah, the radio works fine. The sound system in this car actually sounds surprisingly good, and so does the one in the RX 300 for this time. It still sounds really usable. This one is way more bass heavy than the one in the RX, but I think that's just because I bumped up the bass in the EQ thingy to like to like to like one of the max settings, so that's probably my fault. But yeah, just clock. I'm not even gonna bother setting up to the correct time because I just use my phone anyways. But yeah, everything in the car works fine. The manual rear view mirror works fine. Sunglass holder works fine. Oddly enough, it doesn't have the little glass here that the Honda Pilot did, which is one advantage it had, because you could use that to like watch things in the back and see what happened there. But yeah, just the lights work. The lights do work. I think these are the garage door buttons, and Yeah, these two are this two I think is the yeah this is the sunroof one. Oh, you can't even see it. This one is the sunroof one, and I don't know what this one does yet. I haven't pressed it yet, but yeah, everything in the car works. I mean, yeah, everything in the car does work. The interior is pretty good, but I wouldn't say it is as good as the one in the RX 300 over there, because that one has heated front seats, and this one doesn't. And it also has automatic what is it called? Automatic AC. But yeah, that doesn't that isn't really too much of a problem because the interior is still pretty good. Like these seats are typical Toyota quality. They're just really comfortable. Like honestly, one time I slept in these ones and I didn't feel a thing. But yeah, they're really quality. Like they look really good for their age, except for like a few stains. But if you clean it up, these look like literally look brand new. Unlike leather, which would tear, you know. But yeah, everything like this is back when Toyota just had an unmatched quality along with Honda in their interiors. Like this isn't some cheap Ford where they cut cost on the plastic and like 10 years later all the all the plastic's looking a little funny. And yeah, that's what Toyota is known for. This car was available with like a navigation system for like the like the later model years. Like for the later model years, it did have a available navigation system for the car. Um, I wouldn't say it's. I wouldn't like. I wouldn't recommend buying one of those ones just because of it because it is really outdated by the looks of it, and I wouldn't even bother. Like I would just like honestly taking one of these and just installing an aftermarket radio down here with like Google Maps or something would be like a much better idea because it's way more up to date and it just works better. Oh wait, I forgot to mention this car is a snow mode. This car is a snow mode. This car actually works really good in the snow. Um, that car performs a little bit worse in the snow, but this car performs better. It doesn't perform as good as the old Mercedes ML320 we had a long time ago, but that was literally a truck in disguise. So I like this. I wouldn't blame this one from for performing worse than that car. Yeah, but getting into the back seat of the car, it is pretty similar to the front seat, except obviously you drive the car from the front and not from the back. But yeah, same thing as the front, same thing as the front seats, except these um these early Highlanders had like cup holders on the actual like door thingy, and I think this is a really good idea. One, because it's way easier to access, um, instead of like how the new cars have it like down there. But I mean, and yeah, it's just really cool to have because literally no other car like the Honda Pilot of this like the first generation Pilot did have like cup holders right here, but yeah, it's just a really cool thing because not a lot of cars have it, and I find it cool. But yeah, sitting in the back, I do have a nice amount of space. It may look cramped, but trust me, this is not like cramped. Like this front seat isn't even um all the way forward. Okay, what I'm trying to say is like most people can fit in this Highlander comfortably, which should be pretty necessary because this is the second row version, and if they can't get the second row right, I don't know what they do about the available third row that they had with the later Highlander models. That third row was it's like a little bit worse than the one that the current Highlander has. Basically what I'm trying to say is that very little kids can fit in it. Like small children can fit in it, but like anyone like over the like anyone um like 12 and up will be like kind of cramped. Be kind of cramped over there. So yeah, but yeah, the seats, everything works fine. You know, everything works nice. As I was saying, the seats are really comfortable. I literally slept in these once. Like, yeah, cup holders. Yeah, everything's here. Yeah, I I kind of like. I do wish that this car had AC vents in the back, but like like this car does, like the RX 300 does, but um it's a first world problem, honestly, because these the front ones are pretty good and they reach the back. So yeah, I don't know what the third row people would do if this car was the third row version, but yeah, these do work pretty good. Headroom is pretty good too. Granted, I am pretty short, but still, like the tallest of people would be able to fit in this car. Just like the tallest of people would be kind of cramped though, but middle of like 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 5'4" people like me, like around that range would be just fine in this car. Like we'd be just fine in the car. But yeah, remember how I said that this car looks like a station wagon from the outside? The advantage of that is that the visibility is really, really good in this car. Like, so good that backup cameras are really not needed. It's literally a box. What could you expect? But yeah, going into the trunk of the car, it is pretty nice. Um, it's like more of the size of a current RAV4 than an actual midsize SUV, but it's still really spacious. Yeah, like this is like 39 cubic feet. If you fold these down, you get like 80, which is really nice. If you had the third row, you would have like 10 cubic feet, which is pretty bad, but that's why we don't have the third row, right? That's why we don't have it. What else? Yeah, there is a pretty nice amount of space in the car. There's not much though that's back here. There is a little power outlet, I think. Yeah, you can connect stuff with, but that's really all there is. Like, you have hooks for bags just on both sides. You have the cover for your stuff just for your privacy, and yeah, that's just it. It's a very simple and usable trunk, since the car looks like a station wagon, like I said 3 times in a row. But like I said before, this car and this car too pretty much like just started the whole crossover trend that we have right now with all these like the SUVs that ride like cars instead of the ones that ride like trucks. Because if we didn't have this car and pretty much the first generation RAV4, we wouldn't, like, I think some other manufacturer would probably come up with the idea of making a car-based SUV instead of truck ones, but since it came early, we have the advantage of, having it for longer and just being, just having it for longer. But yeah, considering the age of this car, I would say it holds up really well, since it is a Toyota and they last like forever. Yeah, I would say that like this, along with the Honda Pilot and Ford Explorer, are like good cheap SUVs to buy from this era. Yeah, I would actually recommend getting a RX version of the car, like this one, since it's just a nicer version of the car. But if you find a good deal on these ones, you don't have to. I mean, you can go ahead and get it. I don't even know what to say. But yeah, these are good too. You don't have to skip them because they're not the Lexus equivalent, but they're pretty good too. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to yap about cars for like who knows how long.